Okay, hi everyone. Let's go over your first written assignment here in Anthropology 1 and 2, Culture Anthropology. You can actually find information about the assignment here on your syllabus, so you can scroll all the way down to the written assignment section right after the grading information. And this is the assignment we'll be working on for the week. So a couple things to keep in mind as you start. First off, make sure that you know the due date of the assignment, the due date, and the due time. Again, if you turn in a late assignment, if anything's due at 5 and you try to turn it in at 5 and you're locked out, you won't be allowed to email or send that to the inbox. If you don't get it into the assigned place in the class, you will not receive credit for it. And there are no exceptions made for that, so just be sure that you understand that and don't ask me for exceptions if you miss the due date and due time. The second thing to remember is you need to follow all of the instructions. It's one of the things to student success in this class. So the first thing to do is to make sure you understand what the assignment is and the minimum requirements. So it has to be 300 words. So if it's shorter than 300 words, if it's 299, if it's 280, if it's 275, you'll receive major point deductions. Also, if you have more than, I usually say 2 or 3 spelling or grammar errors, you'll receive point deductions on that. You also have to follow the assignment itself, which is analyzing an image or video of a commercial or form of advertising, discussing at least one form of underlying meaning. And then you have to include the link, whether it's a video or a still image of the commercial or form of advertising. Now, what you'll do is, when you're ready to submit your assignment, you'll need to click on the discussion board that is called, we can look at that right here. You'll click on Written Assignment 1. Just hit Reply at the top of the page, and at that point you'll be able to submit the assignment. And just to note on that, you won't be able to see anyone else's reply until you do your assignment. And the reason for that is I don't want you to think that what the first person or second person or third person posted on the discussion board is right or wrong. You should use your own model and your own approach based on reading this over. So a couple tips here. I think to get started, if you're stuck on finding an image or a video, 2 great places to look. One is to do a simple image search. You could type in print advertising or just advertising, and you often will have some websites that come up, but one of the easiest things to do is to click on the images, and you might find something. Actually, in this case, not a lot of good examples. What I would say is try to pick an ad that has a good deal of writing with it, maybe that talks about a specific issue. This could be an example. You could dig into the best print ads of 2015 and find the one that you're interested in. You sometimes have to click in a few places for this. And then once you do that, it'll take you to the specific ad. I'm not sure if this will be a video one or a print one, but this is the ad. So in this particular case, this is a good example. You could look at what's being sold. You could talk about the issue of, in this case, one of the values or meanings maybe has to do with environmentalism. I'm not going to go into too much depth here. What I don't want you to do is, based on this overview, think that if I mention the meaning of environmentalism or commercialism or gender, that's what you have to focus on. Really, you should uniquely look at an ad like this one or any other, and then decide on what you want to focus on. And some advertising in today's day and age actually is a little more political. This particular one actually, I thought it was going to be an ad, nothing came up. So you don't just want a website, you want an actual image of an ad. And I can actually go back and maybe change the term of my search if I just type print ad. That one's a little bit better, some things come up. Again, if there's not a lot of text there, or if you can't find the meaning, if you think to yourself, well, I clicked on the ad and I don't really have a meaning, go on to the next ad until you find one. Again, depending on the ad, the meaning is going to vary. So what's key about this assignment is that you act like the anthropologist and say, if I were going to study just this ad or this commercial video, as we'll get at with YouTube, what would I say as an anthropologist? What is the society like that created this ad? What does it say about our values in the United States, or really any culture. You could choose any ad from any culture. It does not have to be the United States. I know some of you may have lived in other countries, so feel free to use any foreign advertising. Just be sure that you talk about what the meaning was, if you're choosing one meaning in that ad, and what it says about the society that created that form of advertising. Now, you could also do this with a TV commercial. So go to youtube.com, and I typed in TV commercial, and you could then find, let's say, one of the TV commercials that you like and do that same analysis. Now, let me show you a little bit about sharing either your image or your video to our site, because that's one of the requirements. If you click on the share button here, this unique address will come up. Just hit the copy button. Now we'll go back to our page, and in this case, because students may have already submitted something, I'm going to actually go to our old week 1 discussion. You again will want to click on written assignment 1 to turn it in. This is just a sample to show you what this is like. So I'm only going to hit a reply here. So you would type your text in here, your 300 words, and then let's just say at the bottom you can include the link to the ad. So one easy way to do it is just hit the paste button. You could either do that here in this menu by clicking paste, or you could hit the Command or Option V button on your keyboard, and it does the same thing. So once I do that, I have the unique address. All I need to do now is hit the return key, and then that particular video will be live. There are some other ways to do this as well. I won't go through all those ways. If you wanted to, you could even click on the YouTube app here, search for that image by typing a term in, or you can even type the unique web address, hit the return key, and in some cases you'll come up with no results. I could try again, do a search and see if anything comes up. This is sometimes not as full-fledged as what you find on youtube.com, but you see some examples, and if one of those works, you could hit the embed button and that appears here. So that is going to be how you would put in a video. Let's try one more example with a still image. So I'll just delete that. Again, pretend this board says written assignment 1. So let's go back to our print ad, and maybe I've found one here that is good. I'm not saying this is good or not, but let's just go to this one. And typically what you need to do here, there's 2 ways to do this. You could often download right from this point, if that's possible. You could also click on it by hitting visit, and let's see what comes up here. So now at this point, if you wanted to, you could hit right click and you could save image as to your desktop. And that's the name of the particular ad that comes up on the website. And now I could go back to my site. This should let you do this, but if not, do it the second way. So I could type upload image, and I could find that image, or I could pull it up on my computer like this and hit upload and embed. I'm not actually going to do this, but this is one way to do a print ad. Now a second way is maybe even easier. All I have to do is find this image. So in some cases, before you hit the paste, you might have to open this in a new window, which is sometimes an option here. You could do that, and then the image will come up, and at the very top of the page, I can copy this web address, and then we'll go back here, hit paste, and in this particular case, it actually copied the image in for me. Okay, so it's really going to depend. There's a lot of different ways to get an image onto your discussion board for your assignment. If you have any technological troubles with that, just let me know, and I will certainly go ahead and help you on those technology concerns. So once again, to review, just be sure that you follow all the instructions, the due date, the due time. 30 points are based on 300 words of writing, your spelling and grammar, the analysis of the image or commercial or video with at least one underlying meaning being discussed, and including the link, video, or still image of the commercial. So I have to see a copy of the ad, of the TV commercial, of the print ad with your assignment. Otherwise, again, if any of these elements are not completed, then you could lose major points, including up to all the points possible. If you talk about an ad and I don't have an image of that, I'm really not going to have a sense of the meaning of it based on your description of it. So thus the importance of making sure you follow all the rules in the assignment. So any other questions, please reach out, but good luck here with your written assignment 1 in Anthro 102 this quarter.